and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Daniel, you got a story for the people. What is going on?
Okay, so I have a kind of a funny, what do we expect? Obviously expect story of maybe the actual president. So Kamala Harris was on doing an interview, and she had a very interesting statement that I think was from the heart, and I'm going to read after it a bit of media, because everyone's like, oh yeah, she didn't mean the words that she said in the words that she said it. She meant something completely different that she just phrased wrong. Let's take a look at this video first.
Let's go ahead and pull it up, and
There we go.
There we go.
What do you see as the biggest national security challenge confronting the U.S.? What is the thing that worries you and keeps you up at night?
Frankly, one of them is our democracy. And that I could talk about because that's not classified. It really does.
Okay, pause it right there. Is everything after, like every news publication is like going to no end to go, no, she didn't mean the words that came out of her mouth that go in line with other stuff that we've talked about her. It's so funny that everyone's like, oh, don't take the words she said seriously. Please, 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 please don't take the words she says seriously. So let's talk about it. So I love every part of this article and how they talk about this. Vice President Kamala Harris appeared to misspeak during an interview aired Sunday, which again, when it's just interesting that everyone's like, it appeared, no one's saying it's interesting. When she answered democracy, what was the biggest national security threat? In the interview, she talked about the thing that keeps her up at night. That's worrying, as we saw, and it's democracy. Which again, guys, this is really funny. This is like Onion level commentary. Like, I don't know if it's just me that thinks that this is absolutely hysterical. That Kamala, the person who were like, oh man, if there's someone that's going to be authoritarian, it's Kamala, says the authoritarian thing. And yeah, so she then talked about, I love this part of the article. In a wide-ranging interview, Harris also talked about that the need for the Senate to pass voting rights legislation, but wouldn't say whether the filibuster should be bypassed. And criticism directed at her, which would, of course, make her vote more important. Harris also refused to take any responsibility surrounding the U.S. military pull-up for Afghanistan in August, instead of blaming the Trump administration for inking the agreement with the Taliban. She said she fully supports Biden's decision to end the 20-year war in Afghanistan by removing U.S. troops. So there you go, Kamala speaking out of both sides of her mouth already. Democracy is the threat, and she has no responsibility at all for pulling out of Afghanistan. That was Trump's doing, but she also really supports and loves that Biden pulled the troops out of Afghanistan.
Well, here's the thing. More words to haunt the Biden-Harris administration, because, again, that is another perfect few-second clip to help the GOP when they go into the midterm election cycle. Can you imagine that being played in a campaign ad for any office that's being run, especially if they want to tie said Democratic candidate they're running against and tie it to Biden and Harris? Because as soon as you have Biden saying there's no federal solution, or you have Harris saying the biggest threat to America is our democracy, no matter what, whoever's coaching Biden or Harris, whoever's advising them, especially when it comes down to answering questions from the press, that person needs to be fired. Whoever is their director of communications, whoever is their handler, whoever is able to give them notes is failing miserably. I've never seen an administration fail this bad that's supposedly supposed to be better than the previous administration. You know, we all know what to expect from, you know, when we see videos of George Bush Jr. acting like an idiot, or Donald Trump just constantly being the buffoon that he is. But you would expect more from the party that's supposed to be correct on the issues. This is once again showing that maybe these two individuals never had what it took to really take this office. And the fact that they keep on making these mistakes, they keep on doing it again. You know, I wish we could play that clip from Jimmy Dore. They did it again! They did it again! No matter what, we can expect them to somehow misspeak, stutter, stammer, or get their words mixed up. And then at the same time, they have the press saying, no, whoa, wait, wait, whoa, wait. Here's what they really meant to say. No. They need to say it. They need to be clear about it, no matter what. Because yes, the press can say, "Well, here's what they meant," or they could have, or either that Biden and Harris can have one of their speakers do that for them. But no matter what, the ink is already dry, and that's out there on the internet. When you are president or vice president, you have to be very careful in this day and age. Very careful with how you're going to use your words, because no matter what, it will impact your party's election in the following years, and it will impact how many seats of power you get at the federal or state level. And whoever is handling Biden and Harris, I gotta say it again, that person needs to be fired. Whoever is afraid to speak out and say to Biden and Harris, "Hey, think before you speak. Here's what you need to say. Don't use these words. Just remember what we told you." Honestly, they have to be in their face, because this is going to, again, cost the Democrats. And I'm preparing myself mentally to see a campaign attack ad by the GOP towards the Democrats with either Biden saying something stupid or Harris once again screwing up.
Yeah, I would just I'm just trying to think, has Trump, when he was president, said anything like that clear cut? He would say stuff all the time, and the media would go, "He meant this. He meant this. He meant it exactly like he said it." I'm trying to think, has Trump ever said when he was president something like, "I hate the country. I don't support democracy"? He's said stuff that's very close to that, no question at all. But I can't think of a time that Trump said something that explicit in those words, fumble or not, that the media would immediately go, "Oh, he meant it. He meant it 100%. Everything he said, he meant that was bad." But when Kamala, again, tell me in the comments, tell me in chat if I'm missing a memory of Trump saying something. But I can't think, if Trump had said that, that would have been the biggest scandal, that he doesn't love that he thinks democracy is the problem with America. We know he's said a lot of stuff very close to that. And he's also called for people to go out and do things in innuendo or whatever, however you want to classify that.
Yeah.
I can't think of him saying anything like that.
I would say in regards to looking at somebody like Donald Trump and the terrible things that he said, because look, we're entering into the 2022 midterm election cycle, and we are expecting a red wave. I talked about this on yesterday's show. And the thing is, what's going to cause that red wave is the fact that the Democrats didn't deliver on any of their promises, and the Biden-Harris administration had been lackluster. But when it comes down to Trump and what we saw in 2018, the reason why there was, at least maybe dare I say it, a significant boost in turnout was because I think a lot of voters were surprised that Trump won, and that was a knee-jerk reaction towards Trump winning in 2016, which caused the Democrats to at least get that larger majority, which they somehow lost and now holding on to a slim majority currently right now. I think when we look at Trump and the things that he has said, the reason why he got so much pushback is because no one really expected him to win. But now what we're seeing with Biden and Harris, and just the times they keep on misspeaking, or either that, failing to follow through with any of their promises, or at a second time too, still enacting a lot of Trump's policies, this will cost them votes. This will cost them seats of power, and the onus, the responsibility, really lies at the hand of Biden and Harris, especially when the Democrats walk into the slaughter that is 2022.
Yeah.